Connor, when you look back to last spring and you guys are maybe able to have 7, 8 offensive linemen on scholarship now, you have a lot more. What's that like, and how much does that help you guys with competition?
Depth always helps in any position that you have. And having these new guys just gives us older guys more of an opportunity to coach, which is great. I love teaching Jack and Chance all new kind of stuff that they haven't experienced yet. And it really gives us a chance to see what they got.
Well, what have you seen out of those two guys early on?
They're hard workers. It's hard to make the transition into high school. They're supposed to be going to their senior prom in a few months. So that's always really hard for them. But they're making strides, and they're trying. That's all you can ask for is effort out of those guys.
And for you, what are you focusing on this spring?
Well, I'm just trying to focus on solidifying that tackle spot. I told Coach Mo I really wanted to play in a position that I'm probably going to play in the fall. With Marcus having his surgery and not having practice, he left me there, which was nice, so I can be able to concentrate on that.
How big do you think that could be for you? Because you kind of have been a utility guy that can move around because you know so much of the offensive line. But how big could that be just sticking with one spot?
I think it would be great for me, really getting control of my set as a tackle because it's totally different from outside and inside. And we've had Juwan hanging out with us a lot lately, and I've been able to soak up as much as I can from him. And, even his set and 1 year difference in the NFL, I could tell when he came and he did some skill work with us. I was like, wow, this is what I need to look like, not what I looked like before. So that's really helped.
Tyler, how much more comfortable are you at tackle compared to maybe going into the season when I guess you were working at so many different places and that kind of just threw you out there? I guess they kind of had to.
A lot more comfortable. When my first game in Oklahoma, you can tell the difference in everything I was doing with Oklahoma and then a late game like Vandy or Iowa. My sets and my run blocks, everything was different. And now that I've gotten a whole winter workouts in, going into spring ball, and I can concentrate on that, I've gotten even better.
What have you kind of maybe make that position your own and try to own that position and say, I'm a tackle, that's it, I'm not going anywhere else?
I don't know. I'm not the longest guy, A lot of the other guys like Brett, like Blair, they have more length than I do. So I gotta do it with something else. I gotta do it with my footwork. I gotta do it with my shoulders staying square and being able to get in front of somebody, not only just punch them. So just working on my other game aspects to make me even better.
This time last spring, a lot of y'all had worked together but haven't been on the game field so much. You've been in practice. How much further along do you feel y'all are as a line now versus maybe a year ago?
A lot. I feel really comfortable with the guys I'm next to. Not being able to be next to Marcus is, a little difficult, but I've been practicing with Wiseman for 2-3 years now. He's a junior, so we understand each other, and a lot of the times we don't even have to make calls out there. Like, we know what each other's doing, so that's always really nice.
When you say tackle, do you mean left tackle?
Yes, left tackle. That's where I've predominantly been working since that Oklahoma game all the way through, which is nice, not having to bounce back and forth.
Will you work at guard at all?
I might work at guard. Coach Mo told me just of necessity he might bump me down a little bit, give Brett some reps at left instead of right. But really, it is whatever they need. I'd prefer to be at left tackle, but we'll see what happens.
Why do you prefer left tackle?
Just because I'm used to it now. I've played with it so much, practiced with it so much that I feel at home there now. I didn't before, I really thought I was a right-sided guy. I thought I was a right guard for sure, but I really feel home there, and it gives me more of a chance later on in life if people can see what I can do on the outside.
There are a lot of defensive linemen that are out with injuries. Will that slow down progress a little bit of how much you can improve this spring as an offensive lineman?
It won't slow it down. Mixon and Troy are good defensive ends. It's not, they're not the tag team of Barnett and Kurt, but they're still good guys. They're going to give me good reps, and then it gives a lot of the other guys a chance to step up. Some Shy Tuttles, some Charles Mosleys, being able to step up and actually go against the ones and see how it really is in the SEC.
What are the expectations for yourselves as a line going into the fall now? How much better do you think you can be?
I think we'll be a lot better. A whole year under our belt makes a huge difference. Coming in fresh and never having any starts is a really nerve-wracking thing, and you know, you got a lot of pressure on you because people don't think you're going to do well. But this year, you know, having a little bit under our belt and being able to have a great quarterback like Dobbs and great skill guys will really help us too. You know, being able to get the ball out in the space and have our jobs a lot more easier.
Speaking of the skill guys, Jalen Reeves may have been talked about Alvin Kamara, even though it's just one day in pads. What have you seen from him?
He's fast. That's definitely what I've seen. He is a speedster for sure. He's able to make the cuts when he needs to and make us right when we're wrong, which I love. Any of our outside plays, I love it when he's in there because he's juking, running, and I mean he runs past me. I don't even have to make my block sometimes, so that's always good.
I guess how much more of a dynamic like that will that bring more diversity and really just help this offense overall?
Oh, for sure. I mean, a 1-2 punch with him and Hurd, and don't get me wrong, Hurd's fast too, but Kamara's another level of that. But Hurd being a big back and running over people, and then having Kamara come in and they think he's going to run him over and just running past him, it makes a huge difference. And I think, you know, any good team has the 1-2 punch at running back, which helps them with mesh and everything.
How different is Blair now from a year ago?
Totally different. He's got a different mindset. He's been working a lot more, and he asks more questions, which means he's more invested. I get a question from him every other day. He's asking me, what do I do on this? What do I do on that? Can I do better on this? What should my footwork be? And I really like that out of him. And he's really has improved his set, his hands, his feet. I mean, they've all gotten a lot better. He's just more physical, and he'll be a good player.
Two more. Have you picked up on Debo's offensive line background? Is it how nice is it to have an offensive coordinator that has that background like he does?
It's really nice. He looks after us a lot. He was able to change some plays to where we're in the right spot that we need to be, and he's also a little bit more harder on us. You know, instead of just one eyes with Coach Mel, we have two. You know, he's talking about, he's giving us props with second steps, and he's also talking about our effort. You know, he concentrated on us, even though he is the offense coordinator and he's looking at the whole offense. He loves looking at us and watching us and seeing what we do.
The offensive line took some. Is that motivating for you guys as far as this spring and for the next fall?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is motivating. You know, we don't want to be seen as just the worst guys out there, the reason why we lose or anything like that. We want to be seen as the reason why we win, you know, why we're a good football team. It's because the offensive line can get on their blocks and be able to get those guys out in space and give Dobbs time and all that kind of stuff.